attempting to shoot better videos. So this is the front bar. Now I've gapped this to bring it closer. I had a problem I repaired here, but I've created myself another problem in this entire process, whereby the back end, this is just sprayed in an undercoat because of a previous repair. I was going to paint it in place, but now I've decided I'm going to take it off because I need to shorten this section. You can see this end here, very close to the wheel well opening. This end I reckon should be probably about here before the curve out of the panel. You see here it follows this. That happens down in here. On the other side, it's actually damaged that panel, so I'll need to repair it. I need to shorten this whole section on both sides. I think what I'm going to have to do, because I've got this, I can't really just shorten this back edge here. I've got a mount welded on inside here, and it's positioned in the right spot to get a bolt through. So I'm thinking I'll mark, I forget how much I want to take off. It's probably the width of a piece of tape, but depending on where I cut, I'm going to have problems with the profile being wrong. If I get out to about here I can cut it easy and shorten it, and all of these points will pretty much line up, especially if I do it up here where this little reverse curve piece in here just isn't that. I can just probably touch it up with a hammer. Should note, I'd love to chrome these, but the metalwork involved is beyond my means as far as ability goes, and the cost to have someone else do it is beyond my means as far as dollars go. So gets a little bit of filler and a paint. It'll still look pretty awesome, so I'm not super worried, but maybe chrome wrap it. I think I spoke about this before. What I'm going to do now is just undo this and have a look at it and see what result I get. Alright, a couple of good things. First of all, my lovely sprayed line here of overspray tells me pretty much where the back end of that bumper would be. So if I come in one tape width, these are 3/4 I think, or maybe they're an inch, maybe I'll only go 3/4. What are these? Scotch. Wouldn't tell me on it, would it? I'll measure, then I'll know. So what I need to do is bring this edge in, but I still want it to sort of overlap here and just hide this seam. So I don't want to bring it in too far. Do the same amount the other side, then that'll actually, you know, like it gains a whole lot of being able to tuck in here. So I might even have a look at nicking a bit out and just bringing the backs of them in. I'll have a look at how it sits, but the good thing is I've probably got enough space here that all I can do, if I just re-drill this, re-drill this hole over here, then I'll be able to remount the bumper. I won't need to do anything dumb. I can always put a piece of plate on the back, if I need more support or whatever. The sides of it don't really hold anything. Front brackets do. Which brings me to another bit of shenanigan. I'm going to have to make a plate. I'm not happy with that. So I'm going to make a plate so that it can sit, so it'll spread the load and just grab onto it nice. See, it's got huge holes reamed out. That's just because I needed lots of adjustment to be able to get it to sit exactly where I wanted it to sit. So that's just a pair of standard EH brackets cut up. Use one side of them instead of both sides, and then captive nuts, etc, etc. Use the other bit here. You can see that, nice and slim, welded on some 5/16 nuts. So I'll measure the distance between these and just make a plate with 2 holes in it just from the other side. So both of them then have got a nice plate to just spread Mad. Alright. Time to fire up a cutty boy. So, I measured. This tape is 1 inch, well 24mm. I think it's close enough to 25 for me to call it 1. That's 3/4 space. I just measured with another piece of tape and then peeled it off, so I'll trim this. I'm going to start at 3/4 and just see how it goes. I do know I tucked the bumper a long way, so these extend a long way past where they should. So, this I think is the best spot to cut it, to be able to just avoid any profiles that are going to do weird shit. So, fire up Cutty Boy and see how we go. Alright, several hours later, and I do mean several. I've got this length here pretty right. You can see it hasn't come in a whole lot. There's the shadow of the old one, straight on just as a marker. But it's pulled in, and I've actually relaxed that a little bit. This one was too tight, and the other side was, both sides were too, this side was too loose and the other side was too tight, like this side was kicked out this way and the other side was actually kicked this way as well. That's just because of differences in these when they make them. They don't really care, and they fit sort of like they have a huge gap when they do them. I've got like about probably 3/8 around here, and it's not, I don't want it tighter than that, mainly because I can't be asked, but also because it'll just take a little bit forever, and this way there's some movement. So I've made some brackets in behind here. They're just attached to the bottom edge here, and so they can pull in and out as they need to. And they're just holding it up and stop it from rattling. Now over this side, I actually had to add a section about 6mm to get me out to the right bit. You can see here big globbers of weld I've got to grind off, but it's pretty good, pretty even enough that it won't matter. It's a lot better than factory bumper, and I managed to sort of not have to fix most of it. I kind of had to do this, otherwise I was otherwise it just would have been a pain in the ass. I would have never been able to get the bumper right. Wouldn't have been able to fix the bodywork on the back in behind here where it's made contact and busted it. It would have bugged the shit out of me. It would have rattled because on the other side the back of the bumper was actually contacting the panel, and it just would have annoyed the shit out of me until I did all of this a while down the track. So figure a few hours work now gets the bumper tucked properly, gets it mounted properly, and just means that when I come to putting this thing back on, it'll just work. Sick ones. Hopefully I can do something where in the magic of the videos I can put that right there next to the old one so you can see exactly the difference. Now, if my editing skills are any good, we'll do that. If not, you won't see it. Peace!